Today, I'll show you how to set up back button focusing on the A7 III. Back button focusing is one of those settings that doesn't seem important until you start using it. I've had my cameras set up like this for years now, and whenever I hire or borrow a camera, I always switch this function on. Normally, you'll press the shutter button halfway and you'll get focus and an exposure reading. Then you'll press it in all the way and it'll take a photo. With back button focusing, it separates up these tasks for better control. And ultimately, that's what you want, full control over all of the settings in your camera. So now with back button focusing, I press the button on the back and it focuses. And then press the shutter all the way down to take a photo. If you're shooting in the constant focus mode, you can keep your thumb on this button all the time and then just shoot the photos when you want. And then as soon as you remove it, it's almost like you've switched into manual focus. It'll stick to that one point. This comes in handy in many situations, from shooting sports events through portraits and even architectural photography. I set it to the joystick button so I can move the square with the joystick and then press it to get focus. This means I don't even have to move my thumb to move the square around on the back display or the EVF, and then I press the joystick in to get focus. I also set eye autofocus to the button above, the AF on button, so all of my focus buttons are close. So say if I'm shooting portraits, I've got the option of just back button focusing with a joystick press, or I move my thumb up to the AF on button to give me eye autofocus. If you're not sure about eye autofocus but want to learn more, click on the eye in the corner. This will take you to my 5 essential settings for the A7 III. And as I said, if I'm shooting something static, I'll get focus with the back button. I'll maybe use the magnify tool to make sure I've got critical focus, and then I'll leave that button alone. I know the focus is set. As long as I don't move the camera or the subject doesn't move, I know that focus will be spot on every time. So these are the steps to set it up. Go to menu 1, page 6, and scroll down to AF with shutter. Turn this off. This is basically taking the focus element away from the shutter button. Then go to menu 2, page 8, and click on Picture Custom Key. Scroll right to page 2. To select the joystick center button, click on Multi-Select Center button and find AF on. Select this and then come out of the menu. Now when you press the shutter button, the focus won't work at all. You'll just have to press the joystick on the back and it'll get focus. Most cameras do have this function somewhere in the menu system. What you want to do is find a way of taking focus away from the shutter button and then find a customizable button that you can set focus to. I know the Canons and the Nikons do it, and I know the Panasonics do it as well. And that's about it. Do you use back button focusing, or is it something that you really don't like? Leave a comment below, it'd be great to hear your thoughts. I use it on all of my cameras that have this function available. The only annoying thing is when you hand your camera to someone else to take a photo, you have to quickly switch the focusing back on because they're not used to it. But for me, I really like it and I set up all of my cameras with it. As always, if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. And for weekly tutorials, hints and tips in photography and videography, subscribe and turn on notifications. I'll see you in the next one.